We are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Life as a Chad YouTube channel. And I thank all of you for being here, wherever you may be. And of course, however you may be listening. So, some fun content came out, and I had quite a few thoughts on it. It was definitely entertaining, to say the least. But you know, if you watch it for long enough, you end up getting to a place where more information is revealed, sometimes information you wish you hadn't come across, per se. That's not necessarily what this video is going to be about. I want to react to some of the responses that some of the ladies had on the Fresh and Fit panel, maybe some of the Fresh and Fit guys as well, maybe some of the stuff that I disagreed with them concerning or about. But just to start off with, like, I used to always think that a lot of this drama, this contempt, was legit on YouTube, and it's not. And call me a fool for thinking that. Maybe it was foolish, but I'm somebody who tends to believe in the genuineness nature of people, that people are trying to be as honest as they can, as authentic as they can when they can be. And like, for example, on Fresh and Fit, I did a video the other day talking about how multiple of these chicks, these OnlyFans girls, these model girls, whatever the fuck, get passed around all of these red pill channels, and it basically becomes this ecosystem. It basically becomes this economic circle where they're all in on it, and they're all players within the system, and they have their role to play. And then, of course, different revenue signs for different individuals on the different levels of that ecosystem. But I'm looking around and I'm like, damn, didn't I see this fucking chick on whatever podcast? Didn't I see that chick too on Fresh and Fit? Didn't I do it? And then I'm just seeing all these fucking chicks who have been all over, and it was just kind of annoying. I mean, like, when Fresh and Fit first started, I think they tried to have as many new guests as they possibly could. But then they realized that is not attainable, per se. And so, sorry, I kicked the camera. So, they probably ended up having some returnees, people come back, especially ones who said fucking dumb answers, made themselves look dumb, and it's all about the content. You ask any of these YouTubers anything, these streamers anything, and it's all about the content. And so if it's good for that, they'll have them return. And so I think early on, perhaps they didn't do that, but now they sure as fuck do it. So, that's not what this video is about, but the bottom line is the red pill space is this big ecosystem. They're all in on it, and they know that they all have a role to play, and they all can make a certain amount of money if they just stay in their lane. And it's not authentic, is what I'm saying. And like, so what I saw yesterday, I'm gonna pull up the video that I want to react to. Excuse me. What I saw yesterday is, so I'm watching Destiny's fucking just so nauseating, so exhausting Swedish girlfriend or wife or whatever the fuck. I don't even know why. See, that's another thing. If you're in an open relationship, if you're not traditional, if you're not, and this just goes to show how much people deep down yearn for what God has created, the world that he has ordained, the law that he has ordained. If you're not traditional, if you're not and you're in a fucking open marriage or open relationship, why would you want to get married, which is a traditional idea, it's a traditional concept, but whatever. So I'm watching Fresh and Fit, and you know, watching some content, watching videos. Not gonna lie, I did watch quite a few videos yesterday. Usually when I'm just, you know, doing my shit, doing my dailies, my my things on the weekend that I got to get done, I'll just play it in the background and listen to the discussions. But I'm trying not to do that as much lately, because once you've seen one video, you've seen it all. And you know, I think there is an end point of what, you know, like for me personally, I'm not going, if I watch another video, I'm not going to suddenly be exposed to some new idea or concept. Like I get it at this point. I understand the messaging that a lot of these red pill channels are trying to portray. So, you know, Melina is on this, and she's just getting, you know, totally tore up. She really is. And the women on the panel are totally combating her. The guys on the channel are totally, you know, combating her. And, you know, it's pretty contentious, and they fully disagree. That's the thing, is that they legitimately disagree. And you think that they disagree so much, and you know, that in particular, that one worldview finds the other to be the reason why the country is in this free fall, you know, why we're totally screwed, and why everything might be going to total, you know, dog shit. And then in the next video, I see them hanging out IRL, sharing dinner together, and they're all just benefiting from the eyeballs. They're all just benefiting from the world that is YouTube. None of them really dislike each other. None of them are really making an impact and you know, winning this argument and winning this and pushing this worldview and helping bring back this. Fuck that. It's all bullshit. I mean, case in point of that is half these mofos say they're religious, yet they do coke on stream, or, you know, various other activities that just are not a very Christian thing to do. So, you know, I saw that, and I'm just like, damn, dude, like, can't we have one authentic disagreement? You know, like, if you're arguing with this person this passionately and disagreeing with them this much, to the point, and I'm pretty much there myself, to the point where you think that their worldview is a danger, that it is ruining lives, it is killing a society. Yet on the flip side, you're having a dinner with, you know, them, totally cordial, and they're creating content, you're creating content, everybody's creating content, you know, they're creating 3, 4, 5 different versions of the same fucking situation. So, all right, let's check out this one. So I just think it's fucking dumb. I do. But I want to check out this answer here and give you guys
sort of
my...
But you just said a second ago that building yourself up is good.
Yeah, it is, for yourself, but not for just attracting other people out there. She should be with you for you and your interest. And
Melina, if you're married to Destiny, shout out to Destiny. If Destiny was broke and 300 pounds, would you be in love with him and married with him?
I would be in love with him, yes.
Bullshit.
I mean, you could say that, but I mean, I'm being honest. No, I'm fully honest with you.
I'm not saying
yes.
that if he lost his money now and something happened to him now, you'd stick by your man. Respect, right?
Yes, yeah.
I'm
Because
saying
I love
if
her
I
for
don't
the
even
things
believe
that's not-
that. I don't even believe she would do that. What is this, bruh? Dude, number one, from what I've been able to gloss in, she totally monkey branched from whatever guy she was with to Destiny, number one. And let's just keep it real here. I mean, Destiny is not some like natural Chad to the point where he's pulling bitches left and right based off of his, his his chattiness and his strength. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. So she 100% knew he had the clout, he had authority, he had a lot of eyeballs on him, money, and she went to that. She went towards that. It's just, in the red pill space, they always say this, and it's so fucking true. Very few things. Number one, women are seldom honest, totally honest, because women tend to be too agreeable. They tend to be their main objective is not the truth and logic like a man's is. Now, I'm not saying that there's not some outliers and that there aren't some women who do search for that and do search for truth, but by and large, it's not true. And actually, in this conversation, there's a woman who, even in her response to Melina, says as much. She says that the reason, she says the reason why Melina can't understand and why she's responding the way she does is because women are liars. They don't tell the truth, which I think is accurate. So that's number one. Women tend to be agreeable. They tend to be as politically correct as possible. They tend to go with the herd. They tend to go with the collective. They don't like to stand alone. And in general, number two, you need to watch what the woman does, not what she says. I honestly, guys, outside of work, and even at work, I pay very little attention. I pay very little attention to what anybody says, both male and women, because so many of these fucking men out here are very feminine, but mainly women. I only watch what they do. I rarely listen to what and I will rarely get into any sort of argument with a woman because it's just not worth it, because you'll end up in a situation where, she is constantly trying to tiptoe around the truth and constantly trying to be as politically correct as possible. And you, in your pursuit of truth and honesty and logic, are like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. You're wrong. It's just, and so it's just exhausting, and it's not worth it. It's totally not worth it.
A shallow thing.
So anyways, with Melina, it's you got to watch what they do, not what they say. All of her actions would point to the exact opposite of what she's saying right now.
If you met Destiny and he was 300 pounds and he had 0 subscribers on YouTube and he's like, I'm gonna be a gamer, you would have not given him a second chance.
Of course I would. Because there are.
Does anybody believe her at this point?
There are things. I like him for his sort of image.
But you just said a second ago that building yourself up is good.
Yeah, it is for yourself, but not for just attracting other people out there. She should be with you for you and your interest. And
Melina, if you,
I actually will agree with Melina, and I say this on this one point, that as a man, you need to be building yourself up for you, not solely. And this is where the red pill gets it wrong. The red pill, the primary motivation is women, how they view you, how they think of you, and will they be attracted to you? No. First and foremost, the horse comes before the cart. You will gain far more attraction by just doing what the fuck you think is right, and being on your purpose and doing what you want to do and being motivated by the things that you're motivated by for yourself rather than for the woman. She'll be far more attracted to that first version than she ever would be for that second version. So I mean, I would agree. Now, her conclusion is incorrect, but I would agree with her on the main point.
Destiny, shout out to Destiny. If Destiny was broke and 300 pounds, would you be in love with him?
I would be in love with him, yes.
Bullshit.
I mean, you could say that, but I mean, it's...
Man, I see. This is why this is why it's so very difficult to watch this content, because I cannot tell you how many times, how many times do we see these women just, and they're perfectly okay with it, just be totally dishonest for the sake of being totally dishonest. And people see what she thinks is that her answering this way makes her look better. That's why she's answering this way, that she loves Destiny for Destiny, which I'm sure is true to a certain level. But had Destiny not been Destiny, she wouldn't have given him a chance in the first place. Okay, that's number one. He would have never even met her. And anybody who's being honest fucking knows that. Okay, everybody in the audience knows that. That's first and foremost. But she would gain and garner far more respect if she just answered it honestly and said, yeah, of course I was attracted to Destiny being a well-liked, popular, wealthy figure. Of course I was. Who wouldn't be? I mean, that would gain far. Oh shit, bro. Oh my god, women are so unathletic, bro. Oh my god. Let's go, bro. Fuck, that's why you can never trust those things. Oh shit. Terrible. All right,
what you just said a second ago, that building yourself up is good.
Let's see if there's any other clips. Oh yeah, absolutely there is. Let's watch a few more.
There's going to be certain times though where I'm going to need to tell you something and I don't have to explain myself. And I think women need to be able to take orders from a man. Hey, I need you to do this. Hey, do this, blah, blah, blah. And the thing with women is that a lot of the times they're more concerned with how information is conveyed versus the information being conveyed.
True, very true.
If we're at a location, right, and I see something popping off.
Guys, I can, myself being in a leadership position and just in general throughout my life, dealing with women, both romantically and otherwise, I cannot tell you how many times women have said, I don't like how you said that. I don't, just totally focusing on how it is conveyed rather than what is being said, as Myron said.
That might put us in danger.
I know that's anecdotal, but it's the truth.
I'm not going to sit there and be like, let me inspire you to be safe.
But I think that is, see, I don't want to just, crush women and put them down. I think that is a reality of women. They are the fairer sex. Which means as a man, you need to realize that and, change how you convey the information. I'm not saying change the information that you're conveying, just change how you say it. There is, everybody knows, whether in business or whatever, there are better ways of conveying information as to be advantageous for you. Now, wouldn't it be great if we lived in a society where women could just take information like men do? Of course, but we don't. And if you're going to be operating with women, now I'm not saying to not be firm and to be masculine and to be direct and you still need to be those things, but you can tailor it just a little bit to where she receives it better. Because what's the point of you saying anything if she is not going to like how you're conveying it, and ultimately she doesn't give a shit about what you say. I mean, is it worth it to try and put a fucking square peg in a round hole? I would say no.
Say, get the fuck out of here right now. Some shit's going down. Get out of here, right? But that's important because in times of danger, whatever, you need to be able to communicate directly. I'm not gonna sit here and coddle your feelings and be like, hey, I think something's going on here. Let me inspire you to, like, duck because I think they're gonna start shooting or whatever. Like, just get the fuck out of here. You leave. Like, and I'm not gonna explain myself because that's a waste of time. So women need to be able to take direct and concise orders sometimes from their man. But again, there's gonna be certain times though where I'm gonna need to tell you something and I don't have to explain myself. And I think women need to be able to take orders.
That's true. I
from a
agree
man.
with that, bro. I agree with that. But with the caveat of what I said. All right, we already watched
Sort
this
of
video.
But you
image
just
and
said a
never
second
showing
ago
any
that building
emotion.
yourself up is good.
Yeah.
We just watched that one. Let's see what this one.
So I think what she's asking you is, like, when's the last time you cried? Like, if God forbid something happened to one of your parents, you would cry.
Yeah, no, I mean, my grandma passed away a few months ago. I haven't actually shared this. And yeah, I went on, there was a girl over. I went over and I went over on the balcony. I cried by myself and I saw her coming. I was like, fucking, wipe that shit up immediately.
She would feel really
And I
special
told
if she
her,
saw
But
you.
I
I told her to
appreciate
leave me
that.
alone.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because even though it sounds so great to be able
Okay.
to open up in front of your girl,
So I
I
just-
understand that the female hard wiring is literally designed to look for security and be repulsed by inadequacy. So by you crying,
True.
you don't know how your girl's going to react to it. For example, here's
Now, I don't agree with where Myron gets this from, because somebody like Myron and a lot of these red pill guys will say that it's evolutionary. I don't believe in evolution. I believe that this is how God designed man and he designed woman. And through years of various things happening, we are the result of that, not evolution, no. Now, whether you agree with me or disagree with me on that, that's fine. Fuck it. So we would disagree on that. But I agree that it's hardwired into women to not find that attractive and to push back against that.
example right now. When we asked her the question, she raised her hand, I want a vulnerable man, right? So, but when we asked her, what ended up happening, he cried and it turned her off.
Right.
You don't know how
True.
women...
In the clip, they ask all the ladies to answer this, and fuck, this is just case, like, again, it just gets so exhausting because it's always the same old, like these fucking women answering one way, but then they show the opposite. But she literally says that she would like her man to be vulnerable, but there was an example of one of her exes being vulnerable that she was turned off by. Okay, so let's let him finish this.
is going to respond until it actually happens in front of her.
Yeah.
Every girl is different and how they respond to that.
So I think what she's asking you.
So I agree, guys. I think you should, this is why fathers are so important. This is why brothers are so important. This is why uncles, just men in your life are very important. Best friends. I remember one of the first girlfriends I had, she was a year older than me. We started dating in high school. She was a dancer for the high school I went to. And there was never a time that she was more attracted to me than when I was totally a player, to when she knew she was totally replaceable, to where I, basically almost to a point didn't even give a fuck about her. I never shared any, certainly never cried in front of her, never shared any crazy information. But then as the relationship went on and I allowed her to wear me down because women are constantly testing you, and they don't even know it, but they're constantly testing you. And finally, and this at this time, I did not realize this. So I caved in and I mistook her primal need to test me for genuine care and genuine, trying to reveal that other side to me when she never was. And so, I started to be more vulnerable and things like that, and be more honest. And it was the biggest fucking mistake I could have ever made, because once they see that, They can't unsee it. And the bottom line is, fellas, even if you want to believe with all your fucking heart that a woman is okay with hearing your struggles and seeing you cry and shit like that, they can never relate to the masculine imperative, to the masculine struggle, to the masculine experience. So it's like explaining your experience as a man with a fucking goat, or not that women are goats, but you know, it's with another thing that does not go through the same experience. They don't understand. So I would just not do it. And you know, again, it's far, if you have other people in your life, just talk to them, especially guys. Like, you know, I can't tell you since then how much I have leaned on my father and my grandfather and my, you know, some of the boys, and you know, because they understand. And so I'm telling you, it's far better to just do that. I would definitely agree. So I wanted to see if we could find any more fucking content here. Seeing if we could find one more video.
Sort of image.
What you just said a second.
Let's see. I think that's the whole. And that's the other thing. Like, here it is. Here it is. See, it's multiple people making, remember what I was talking about before? It's multiple people making multiple videos off of the same experience. Melina, she makes money off of being the contrarian, the person who disagree, you know, all that shit. And you know, and she's, look at her video title, Toxic Red Pill Debate. Melina gets dogpiled by, you know, so, you know, on one hand, you're going to have the red pillars having videos like Destiny's Wife coping hard, Destiny's Wife getting fucking dunked on, you know, all this shit. And then she's going to make a Toxic Red Pill Debate. Melina gets dogpiled by, it's just a fake experience. That's what I'm trying to get at, is that it's just a really fake fucking experience. And, you know, once you get it, you get it. And it's time to just implement it and move forward. Let's see if I can find. Man, that bitch is crazy though.
Committed. If the girl is on her moon cycle or her period, her menstrual time of the month, is that an automatic no? Or would there be, hold on, let me get the question out. Would there be exceptions if the lights were off, if you were in the shower, if you put down a towel, knowing that this is the time when the woman's hormones are super heightened? So it's going to be more pleasurable for both of you. Is that a solid no, or is there?
I got one sentence for you. Real bad man, don't stop at red light.
Committed. If the girl is on,
that's true, bro. That's so true, bro. Back in the day before I was Orthodox, I was a real bad man. I would not stop at the red light. Maybe this is it. Yeah, I think this is it. Let's just watch a little bit of this, and then we'll be done.
There are more than 100,000 combined average annual automotive diesel.
So, you know, at the end of the day, fellas, you just have to start implementing this shit and start being your own man. You know, you don't need to constantly stay in this loop of, because again, once you've seen one, I only watch these videos for nuggets that I can take from it and relay to you, so that you don't have to watch all of this and watch in real time the kind of negativeness of these shows, which I do think can be impactful as well. Because most men, you know, let's just keep it real, like there's a big difference between being able to talk to women like Myron does on the show and just being strong and steady and firm and confident. you know, most men can do the second option, but they can't do the first because most women would fucking go crazy on them. You know, women, when they get into their emotions, anything and everything is on the table. Oh shit.
So using your word against
are
you.
we the
It was
delusional ones, you
technically
think?
3, actually, but I was,
Do you think we're the delusional ones?
We all are.
Okay, everyone.
Well, let me ask you this. How are we delusional? Specifically.
Uh-oh.
Just like women have their delusional moments, so do you guys.
Yawn.
tell us how
Oh, terrible.
Which
I
part?
thought we were trying to like get on with the show.
Nah, okay. No, we don't know what you're saying.
Fact,
Please tell us.
It's a
fact.
fact.
Also, men are way more logical than women. So if anyone's delusional,
that is
it's going to lean more
absolutely
to the
not
women.
true. That's why people are
They
men
got
are
all
out
the
there,
answers.
like, beating
Wait, you
the
said
shit out of
that's
each
not
other.
true?
No,
That men
because
are-
there's so many men out there beating the shit out of each other
There's
because
a-
they can't even talk
That's
about their
not true.
feelings.
That's just called testosterone.
You don't think
and
so?
driving to prove a
When you
point.
look at like abuse in relationships, like
Oh,
usually
let's not
there's
get
a lot
into the
of men,
stats on who's
or
abusing
men
who
who's
in
like fighting
relationships.
each other.
I really do. I'm glad I clicked on this video. So, number one, a majority of men are not violent or are not committing full-blown violent acts because they know that they would be punished for it. We live in a day and age where we live in a very, very feminized, and it has been getting more and more feminized by the minute, by the day, by the hour. In previous societies, men could allow they could allow their masculine tendencies to take full shape. It wasn't punished like it is now. Now, in almost every way, shape, or form, there's a certain aspect of masculinity that is either too far, that is too much, that is punished, therefore punished. And so it's not really a fair comparison, and it's not really fair to, you know, because it's like having a fucking wild cat in a in a cage and not expect the cat to you know, men have testosterone. That's something women will never understand what it feels like. So I guess what I'm getting at is nowadays there just isn't there's a different standard that's at work. There isn't the same outlet for masculinity as there used to be, this natural outlet, whether it would be going to war, whether it would be being a warrior. You know, back in the day, it used to be totally I mean, every time period before just now, it used to be totally acceptable to fight somebody, you know, with your fists, as long as you didn't kill the motherfucker. Now, if you fight somebody, you're getting 10 years in prison for assault. Okay, so it's just a different standard. But again, most men are not violent. Secondly, when it comes to violence and comparing it amongst men and women, I would argue that women do it just as much, if not more. It's just not reported as much because deep down, most of society knows that women are the fairer sex and are weaker than men. So when a woman hits another woman or another man, it's not reported the same way as when a man does it. A man hits somebody 9 out of 10 times, it's being reported to the police. A woman hits somebody, even if she hits somebody her hardest, I would say maybe 20% of the time it's being reported. Okay. And that's just a huge difference. Where's the equality there? Where's the equality there?
They're out there because they get really pissed or text.
Say that, is that because you're married to a woman?
I'm not married to a woman.
Hey, let's go, Mamacita.
I'm just saying. A lot of times women go with women because they go with women because they sort of hate men secretly. So that's what
You
they
think
do.
we hate men secretly?
Well, you were kind of just throwing them under the bus. These very nice
She's got
gentlemen.
fucking
No,
nice
you were
ass
saying
legs.
that
For
men
her
are not
age,
as
she's got a
emotional as
nice
women.
ass
They're not
figure.
completely- So why the fuck do we have so many men?
She
out
is
there
very
beating the shit out of each
sexy.
other? Like that's facts. That is true.
Rational thinking is like it's been scientific.
But they're taking it out
The one on
physically
the
and in
left.
anger. So of course they are emotional. Anger is an emotion.
I mean, if you want to use
She's
the
got
metric
like
of
a
violence,
figure eight, guys. I'm not
if
trying
you
to
want to use the
sit
metric
here,
of
but
violence, I mean, lesbian couples have the highest rates of domestic violence.
Women.
But that does
Women.
not
The thing
mean
is
that
that-
men are not being emotional by being the shit of each
Yeah,
other. Like it does
I'm not
happen.
arguing
We have
that-
to agree that men are emotional because they
No,
are
of course,
being
of course.
No, but see, and she pointed this out. It's not that simple to equate beating the shit out of somebody with full-blown emotionality or emotions rather than just testosterone. And men fulfilling their male tendencies. Like, it's just not the same thing. It really is not. It's not. And this is why men and women are not equal. It's why they, you know, there may be certain laws in the law of the land, but everybody understands the real fucking thing deep down, and how men and women are not the same and not equal. Which is why when a woman hits somebody, they don't report it to the police right away.
Of course, men have emotions just like women do. However, when a man is emotional, there's typically consequences to it because it ends in violence or some kind of issue. If men don't control their emotions, you end up with school shooters, terrible people, criminal, etc. But when women, you know, they're allowed to not have to control their emotions, and it's not the same.
So they start crying, and that's so much worse than
women have way more
physical.
They have way more hormones, first of all, that allow them to be mother and have children that have more emotional connection. Men are just naturally more logical. If you're talking about violence, that's not a bad thing always. It's actually a good thing. I'd rather have a man that can beat the shit out of someone than a beta male who just sits there and hands me a credit card.
And that's why MLD couldn't defend himself. And that's why MLD couldn't defend himself.
Let's wrap up with the show.
Well, see that again. What Melina is referring to is when multiple women on a panel attacked MLD. Now, I'm not the biggest MLD guy, but again, it's, you know, it's like, okay, Melina, what do you expect MLD to do? To get up and slap the shit out of you? Of course not. You know, and ultimately, do you think he really wants to fucking argue? Now, I probably wouldn't have gotten up and left. I probably would have held my ground and said, yeah, I think you're a fat bitch. And just, you know, so, but it's just, again, it's not the same thing. And she knows it, but, and this is a main point that I wish I would have brought it up sooner. See, this is why you cannot marry women like Melina, because inside they have this feminist ideology, and at the core of a feminist ideology is the idea of tearing men down and suppressing their masculinity as to raise your femininity and your power as a woman. And so you marry somebody like Melina, and you're constantly going to be having your masculinity suppressed and held down, which is fucking exhausting. And you see her on this panel. How exhausting was it to have conversations with her? You know, and ultimately they think that they're way smarter than they are. And it's just like, come on, you know all you're good for. You know all you're good for, girl. Come on now.
Let's wrap up with the final two girls.
Walking out
Hold on,
crying
listen.
like a bitch.
There's one rule. If the host is speaking, the women shut up. Sorry. So, because I want to get through this, we have a lot to do, and I know there's going to be a lot of catting going on, and we'll let that happen throughout the show. Last two girls, give your opinion on Fresh and Fit, and we'll get back to the show.
Okay, so opportunistic, debatable, educational.
Okay.
Opportunistic in which way?
I just mean that you guys give us opportunity to come on here, express ourselves, and to also learn about your...
You opportunistic, not us.
How does that make me opportunistic?
We get what we're trying to say, but yeah.
All right, guys.
Potato.
All right, last one.
What's up, guys? From my experience, and also just somehow come out still, but y'all are very impressionable.
All right, that's pretty much it, guys. There's a lot more content, but I reacted to a lot of videos with this. Very interesting. Like I said, I don't want to make too much of my content about this, but it is definitely interesting. You know, I can't help but be interested by relational dynamics. I mean, I have a master's degree in psychology. I find that shit very interesting. So, and this is that on full display. So anyways, like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the deal. And last but not least, DBAP, don't be a pussy willow on facts or feelings, because your feelings just don't matter. Love you, King. See you guys next time. Peace.